As Uyo in Nigeria is a challenge for any team, but also know you lost the last game in Uyo. You are a little bit like a wounded lion. Yeah, everybody knows that the Nigerian players, the team is actually better than their position. So you're also with the back on the wall, and will be an exciting game, I think, because our how can I say, position is similar, even a little bit 1 point less than Nigeria. So both teams, if they really want to turn the page in this qualification, they have to perform and collect points, both teams. Yeah? You're beatable in Uyo. Yeah?
Coach, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thanks.
What are the chances of the Warriors? It's a young team, still growing. You're doing a lot of work. The confidence has improved?
Absolutely. We are still in a process. I mean, I came 6 months ago and we're still in the process of developing. We still have a lot of potential to improve, but I think we performed quite well so far. Otherwise, we wouldn't have qualified. And we can be satisfied so far. And let's see, the AFCON is only in 11 months, 12 months, yeah, and it's a long time, yeah. But it's very good that how can I say that the draw is now, and it looks very well and professional, organized here, and I think this AFCON from an organizational level will be very difficult to top. I can feel it already, and the conditions, even the hotels, I'm sure, will be absolute top class, and I think people can look forward for that. And it's very good that we have this time frame to prepare without any stress, nothing in the last minute. So excellent.
Yeah, you talk about the improvement of your team, and we saw that even when the Super Eagles played them in the qualifiers. It was a goalless draw in Kigali. Of course, you think that your team can do better than what they're doing now, and looking at, of course, the World Cup qualifiers coming up in March too.
Yes, look, I wasn't there in this.
Yeah,
match.
then I know, of course.
But you must always think every match plays under certain circumstances. That time it was difficult synthetic pitch and the beginning of the campaign. So you have now changed your coaches, I think, 2 times. So it's different. Zimbabwe has changed their coaches since then. And so it will be a different game like that with different people in charge.
You think that the game you're going to be playing with us in Uyo, which is the next game for you, you think you have a chance against Nigeria? We've not done very well on the when you talk about the World Cup qualifier, we're also struggling. You think you have a chance?
I mean, first of all, our first game will be against Spain, and all our attention will be on the first game, not on the second. Then after that, for both teams, it's time to do that, and it will be an exciting match, definitely.
Do you intend to, with you now in charge of the Warriors, they've done better now, much improved team. Do you think you want to invite new faces to your team to strengthen the squad? What are you doing to ensure that the team gets stronger, especially ahead of the AFCON and the World Cup qualifiers?
You must first look who's in shape, who's match fit, who's not injured.
Yeah.
That will determine a lot your selection. Yeah? In the national team, you don't throw normally 10 players out and 10 players in. That's not the case. So even in Nigeria with the new coach, there will be maybe here and there some changes, but not really a full squad. That's impossible. Otherwise, the others were also coaches with a professional background. Yeah? Sometimes it's not only the selection of players which makes a team perform, it's also how you treat them, how you guide them, how you create an atmosphere, and how you, I mean, the training process in the national team is anyway limited. So I think both teams will very clearly know what to expect. Huh? And when it comes closer to the March period, you can be more sure who you can call. Huh? If you say now is a player, in 2 months he's maybe not fit or injured, and then you cannot call him. So let's wait and see. It's too early. Yeah? In 6 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, yeah, you can make a little bit more specific
predictions. Yeah.
decisions or referee decisions, of course. But as said before, I don't think a coach will change a team in too many players, especially when they perform well. I think your coach will also, I mean, your names are known in your team. I don't think you will now pull out a hidden gem out of nowhere.
Yeah, you definitely, the way you actually sounded takes me to the next question. You believe in the strength of the offensive players of Nigeria, Osimhen, Lukman, but we're struggling to score goals. Do you think it's an advantage to your team?
First of all, I believe in the strength of my own players, of my own team, of my own staff, of my own federation.
Yes, yeah, I know.
That is number one priority. And then I look on the other team, which I respect a lot, the Nigerian team. You have great players, no doubt about that. We must also see then when it comes closer. Maybe you have 2-3 injured, and then we can also predict a little bit your lineup a little bit more in detail. But Nigeria is a powerhouse from the quality of the players, from the history in African football. Though you're struggling a little bit, you're with the back on the wall, you say, and let's see. It will be maybe exciting situation in the match in Uyo.
2 more questions, Coach. You sounded earlier on that the fact that we lost shows that it's possible that the Warriors can also win us. Like, I know you've shown the respect to the Nigerian team, but you think it's an advantage to your team to have that kind of psyche or mentality coming to you to play?
I mean, first it shows you're not... that's the first thing. But we know that at the beginning you rested some players. You were already qualified, if I'm not mistaken, and then you rested some players, and Rwanda basically had nothing to lose anymore. It's my former team. I was before in 2006-7 national record, so I also know the qualities of Rwandese players. Then there's no space to underrate and underestimate a team, and maybe you did that. But let me be honest, you have a new coach. He keeps now a little bit very quiet, focus, and we have it's a different match. Yeah? Definitely. Yeah? We will plan accordingly and we will try our best. Let me be honest, and let's see what comes out. Again, I believe in our team and our players first, but we respect the opponent.
Okay, final question. Going to the AFCON, you've said something about the advantage, that we have about 11 months to prepare, which to you will make it a very competitive AFCON. What are your expectations, and which teams do you predict will do very well and win the tournament?
First, the preparation was divided from an organizational point of view and from a sports point of view. From an organizational point of view, this is a massive advantage. It's already very good pre-organized with the team-based camps, the hotel, so in a certain way you cannot really influence that so much. The sports preparation, the World Cup qualifiers are around the corner. Basically, you cannot really prepare. There's the June period, and for the most teams, those who qualify directly from Africa, it's the November period available. Besides that, there's not much preparation possible. Maybe ahead of the tournament, but that must be still specified from FIFA. You cannot plan a camp if you don't know when the players are available. Your players are also playing everywhere in Europe. We have players playing in Europe and in other countries, and or in South Africa, or even in Zimbabwe. The season will be closed by that time. Because it's an annual season, so that will not so much a problem. But the other players from outside, they are in season. We need to know, and I think the other coaches are saying, when can you have these players available? 1 week before, 2 weeks before.
Prepare very well.
Only then you can say how I prefer. If you have only 3, 4, 5 days, there's not much you can do, because the players will come from their last league match. They need 2 days to recover, and the third day you can start loading them, and then maybe 3 days later you already fly to the AFCON, and then it's not so much. From a physical point, basically almost nothing to do, but all depends on available time. Yeah? If a team goes in November to the playoffs, or the teams, they cannot prepare because they have to perform. So it's a little bit tricky, yeah. But from an organizational point of view, massive advantage. Nothing at the last time, last minute. Really, I think it's good.
Thank you so much, Coach Paul.
Pleasure.
Coach.